talking about the markets and where the structure is looking like. Let's bring on board our technical analyst for the day, Vaishali Parekh. A very good afternoon to you, Vaishali. And along with Vaishali, we also have a team of researchers joining us on the show, Lisa as well as Harsh. Good afternoon to all three of you all. And let me kickstart the show by talking about the first group of stocks that are in focus, and that is definitely the Adani group of stocks. All the 10 stocks on the Adani group are actually gaining in today's trading session. Remember, the promoters have sold shares worth about 15,446 crore rupees to GQG partners. Remember, the promoters have sold the shares in 4 companies: Adani Ports, Adani Green, Adani Transmission, as well as Adani Enterprises, which we did touch upon yesterday on Market Fatafat because you saw the huge block deal take place in the morning as itself. You have GQG Partners, which is a global and emerging markets investors, and they manage more than $92 billion in client assets. So yesterday when the block deal took place, you saw Adani Ports see a block deal of about 4.1% equity, which actually was around worth about 5,282 crore rupees. Adani Green saw a block deal of about 3.5%. Adani Enterprises saw a block deal of about 3.4%, which was worth about 5,460 crore rupees, and Adani Transmission 2.5% block deal that took place in that one. So all in all, 15,446 crore rupees is what the promoters raised with this block deal.
Okay, so Adani Group of shares in focus. We're moving on to the stock number 22. Another counter starting with the alphabet A, that is Angel One, and this particular counter is in focus, building on to morning gains and holding up gains of 7% right now. And the news is very strong business updates coming in from the company side, where they say that the client base has increased 3.4% on a month-on-month basis, and a gains of 52.2% on a yearly basis to 13.3 million now. And the average daily turnover in the F&O segment also rose by 3.2% on a sequential basis. Not just that, if you look at the overall average daily turnover, that also saw a jump of 3.2% on a month-on-month basis. And lastly, if you look at the number of average client funding book, that has actually dipped in by around 7% on a month-on-month basis. But overall, strong business update coming in from Angel One, and that's the reason why the stock is buzzing in trade right now.
Definitely, Shrishti is pretty happy that it is Friday. Therefore, she said stock number 22, but no, it is stock number 2, and now we are on stock number 2, and we are now on the stock number 3, and that is Kota Mahindra Bank. Vaishali, last year everyone only spoke about HDFC Bank underperforming, and nobody seemed to notice the fact that Kotak Mahindra Bank was one of the worst performers on the Nifty Bank Index. Do you think the tide has changed now for Kotak Mahindra Bank? Will it outperform this year at least?
At least it will perform. So, yes, we are seeing some momentum. Overall, the banking counter has been showing a lot of strength since a couple of days, and it has been outperforming. So, I think with a support of 1720, this stock is very attractive to look for a trading target, positional trade, of course, for a target of 1800.
Okay, moving on to the stock number 4, and Harsh, coming to you for the next one. You have picked up Natco Pharma. Tell us the news flow out here.
Well, yes, Natco is planning a buyback, and there's a board meeting scheduled for that. It's going to be on the 8th of March. Now, in terms, it's a Wednesday, of course, and in terms of, the proposal that needs to go through, the board meeting will discuss other matters as well along with this. Natco Pharma itself has around 1,000 crore of equity, of cash, on its books, and also there is certain sales of Revlimid which have been made, but cash is yet to come in for that. So maybe a combined amount of both of those, 1,000 crore cash balance plus the sales, will probably factor in or will be considered for the buyback proposal to happen. The stock on the back of that is up a solid 3%.
Moving on from Natco Pharma to Aster DM, and Lisa, why is this one in news today?
Yes, Aster DM, which operates hospitals, pharmacies and clinics across the GCC region as well as in India, they have decided to sell more than 50% of its stake in the GCC region, and for that, Dubai-based PE firms like Fajr Capital as well as Gulf Islamic Investments, they have been shortlisted for the same. Well, in their Q3 con call, management had highlighted that they wish to sell the entire GCC business as the Indian business is not giving much value to the GCC business, and they would like to value it separately, and they are likely to receive the binding bids in Q1 FY24. However, the management has not provided any clarity for the utilization of these funds. Well, as we speak, the stock is up more than 2%, and it's flashing on your screen right now.
Okay, moving on, and Vaishali, once again coming to you. Just a while back, Cheryl highlighted how all the Adani group of shares are in focus, and from the back you have picked up Ambuja Cements. The stock is definitely in the uptrend, but what are the next levels to watch out for?
So we have been tracking this stock right from 330 levels, and it was an attractive buy from there on. It has shown a good run up, and it's hovering around now at 400 levels. So I would say that yes, again a good buying opportunity for traders. It's ideal to book over here. But again, 370, 380 would be a good level for a re-entry to look for a positional trade of 430, 450.
All right, moving on from Ambuja Cements to Kaplan Point, and this particular counter is in focus in today's trading session. At one point in time, you had Kaplan Point that had risen about 2.8%. That was the most in approximately a month. Now it has given up most of its gains. It's now trading higher by about a percent or so. The company has said that their unit Kaplan Steriles, which has got a US FDA approval for drug used to provide muscle relaxation during surgery. US FDA has approved the injection, which is used as a neuromuscular blocking agent, and the injection had a sale of about $53 million in the United States in the 12-month period ending September 2022. On back of that particular development, you saw Kaplan Point see gains of excess of 2.8%.
Okay, moving on, and Vaishali, once again coming to you. All the metal counters in today's trading session are shining bright. From the pack, you have picked up Hindalco. Stock is already up 2%, but what are the next levels to be watched out for?
So I would say, right now it's an opportunity to really start picking up quality stocks. And Hindalco in the metal counter has still not started its momentum. So I would say with the support of 390, one should start buying this stock for a target of 440 to 480 in times to come. So this would be, of course, a long term, but a very good level to start picking up this stock.
Okay, Hindalco for long term, a target of 480 is what Vaishali is looking forward to. But moving on to the next stock, Bharat Forge is in focus on the back of North America Class A truck order. And in the month of February, Class A truck orders rose by around 10% on a YOY basis, and a 6% jump is what we have witnessed on a month-on-month basis, with the total units now climbing to 22,800 units right now. So good growth on both the parameters on a month-on-month as well as on a yearly basis. So that's the news flow on Bharat Forge, but the stock is down around 1.3% right now.
All right, shifting focus from Bharat Forge to big boy Reliance Industries, and Vaishali, this one has actually had a lot of technical analysts speak pretty positively about it. Do you think you concur with them? Do you think that now is the time to look at Reliance Industry and build your portfolio?
I would think so, because if you go to see chartically speaking, 2300 is a fair level. Couple of times we've seen the stock getting beaten up, but 2300 levels is held on. And today we saw a good spurt, and I think it's on a road to recovery. So this would be ideal to buy from here on, to look for a trade of 2450 to 2500 levels.
Okay, but with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat right here on ET Now, and as we speak, Nifty has surpassed the 17,600 mark. It's risen approximately a percent from the day's lowest point. Actually, if you see the markets, they have actually seen an uptick of about 1.6% as a whole. But let's move on. And Lisa, NTPC is the counter that you're going to talk about. What's the news flow surrounding this one?
Yes, Shayal, this is on the back of a brokerage note released by Morgan Stanley on NTPC. They have maintained an overweight on the stock at a target price of 198 per share, and that entails an upside of 14%. Now, what is auguring well for the company is the remonetization in the near term, new thermal orders, as well as commissioning of the pipeline plants in Q4. Also, that will lead to increased earning visibility as the new thermal orders get placed. And in acquiring the stressed assets also, there is a very minimum competition intensity. So, the stock has touched a high of 175 early morning, and it's holding up more than 1% as we speak. And even if we see the yearly charts, the stock has moved up more than 30% against the benchmark indices, where it has moved like more than just 5%.
Okay, but Vaishali, it's on Morgan Stanley's radar for a target price of 198. But for NTPC, you also have this counter on your radar. What are you targeting?
I would totally agree, because we are pretty much in a trending mood, and well, the stock has been showing a lot of strength. Today also we saw some pickup coming in. So I would say on a near-term basis, 165 should be the support. And once it moves past 180 levels, we would be looking at 190, 195.
All right, so that is NTPC for you. And just before we move on with the stocks, let's take a look at what the currency market is doing today. And rupee is also seeing a good strength in today's trading session. It has actually strengthened above that 82 to the dollar mark. The day's highest point was 81.97, and that is the rupee for you. That is also seeing a good day today. So definitely strength coming in on Friday. But Harsh, coming to you, Moil is the stock that you're tracking for us.
Well, yes, they've come out with their February production as well as sales numbers and solid numbers on both fronts. We're seeing production up 10% on a year-on-year basis. Production came in at 1.31 lakh tons of manganese for February. And sales has come in at 1.32 lakh tons. So sales has actually exceeded production, and we're seeing a 19% growth in sales. And on the back of that, you can see that the stock is up 2.5% as well. In terms of management commentary, the management has suggested that they're fully geared up for a much higher production level in coming months. So that's the other positive coming through, and on the back of that, the stock is buzzing.
Okay, well, Vaishali, moving on and coming to you, you have picked up IEX, and this particular counter is down about 1.3% right now. So is that a short trade?
I would say that yes, for intraday purpose, yes, it is showing some signs of weakness. But I would say that yes, near 140, 138, it would be a good buying opportunity for a trading target of 153. So for now, it is a sell.
All right, so that's the take coming in on IEX, but SANY Industries, that's the one that is on the radar of a lot of analysts, and that particular counter was soaring as much as 4.5% last time I checked. Right now, it has given up all of those gains and has fallen at least 2.5%. Nevertheless, you have brokerage house saying that the company is dealing with key financial challenges involved in litigation with global corporations like L&T. This is what the analyst and Nirmal Bang had said. They've added that the cement industry participants like Ultratech, Sri Cement, Dalmia, Bharat as well as JSW and Adani would be interested in investing in the company due to its quality and location advantage, and they're thinking that this asset would fetch a price of anywhere between $85 to $100 per ton. So that's why you have SANY Industries that is in focus in today's trading session.
Okay, Vaishali, one stock that is trading at day's high, that is Bharat Airtel, and on your radar. So what are the next level that you're watching out for this one?
In fact, I have recommended this right from morning to my clients also, because the stock I see is bottoming out. And even if market is likely to correct, I don't see much of a downside. So I would say, well, with a support of 730, one should be getting into this stock, because once we see momentum setting in, and which we have already seen, above 765, above 780, we would be looking at a target of 800 and plus. So, well, that's a positive view from my side for Bharat Airtel.
Coming in on Bharat Airtel, but switching to the pharma space now, and Sifla is the next stock in focus as Axis Capital has maintained an ad rating on this particular counter for a target price of 1,010 rupees per share. What they say is that one of the key drugs for Sifla, that is G-Adware, is expected to be delayed and lack growth drivers for FY24, wherein regulatory action at Indore plant may delay the key approvals for G-Adware and steady US business growth visibility, but lacks key growth drivers for FY24 is what they are highlighting. Talking about their India business, they say that India to maintain steady growth, and that's expected to recover from the second half of FY24, and that's the view coming in from Axis Capital. And on the back of this report, the stock is in focus. They have a target price of 1,010 rupees, but nevertheless the stock is down in trade right now.
Moving on to one of the critical sectors, and that is the power sector. Vaishali, one demand that we will never see go down is for the power. Tata Power, where do you see this one headed from here on, and do you think this stock is in demand?
Yes, I would definitely think so. 200, it has been hovering around and showing no movement for quite some time. So our recommendation is from 200 levels, and we continue to stay bullish on this. I would look at next positional target of 220. For long-term holders, well, just keep holding. It will show you good returns.